Did you know that a total of 8.6 million Americans get injured while working out every single year, of which 20,000 people have treadmill-related injuries, and treadmills kill about 4 people every single year. You heard that right. Treadmills kill more people than sharks. But hey, if that's not scary, did you know that building muscle can literally poison your body? Yes, it's called rhabdomyolysis, which basically just means that your body breaks down proteins which are used for muscle building and pumps them into your blood to kill you. Yeah, the human body is absolutely amazing. 205 million Americans claim to work out regularly, which is about 64% of all Americans. Only 24% actually meet the recommended guidelines when it comes to training, according to the CDC, which means that there is about 150 million Americans wasting their goddamn time, not even reaching the modicum, the minimum of recommended daily activity. Less than 20% of Americans actually walk for longer than 10 minutes at a time within a given week. You know what? I understand why. Working out sucks huge donkey balls. Today, we're gonna figure out why. So let me paint you a picture of how your fitness journey is gonna look. And if you are a younger person, and by that I mean like 25 or younger, you're pretty much royally f***ed. The first few weeks are gonna be full of motivation, because that is what's gonna get you to the gym or to the workout. But after that, if you haven't gotten to the point where you consistently enjoy working out, the frequency of your gym visits is going to drop drastically. While the gym industry is a $30 billion annual industry, 80% of that revenue comes from people who don't go to the gym. They just sign up, go for a week or two, then keep on paying for pretty much the rest of their lives. In fact, gyms are built knowing this statistic, because if everyone who signs up to a gym, or even just half of these people, go there, gyms would need a lot more capacity than they actually have. But since they know that 8 out of 10 people will not even come, they can legally build facilities that do not have enough capacity for the amount of people that are joined. Which honestly to me sounds like an absolute scam. But hey, at least some of them have pizza rolls. Most gym memberships start in January. By the time February rolls around, those 80% never show up again. But you are different. You have built the consistency, and now you're going 3 to 4 times a week. You're building a lot of muscle, and your social media has noticed, which is why it starts recommending you all kinds of workout videos. But you notice something. These people look absolutely insane. And I mean literally insane. And while anyone who knows anything about fitness and has been working out for longer than a couple of years will know that these people are enhanced, which is a nice word for drugged and juiced up to the gills, they still sell you their courses claiming that you can reach their physique naturally by just going through their steps. And they make billions selling lies to you, to the average person who doesn't know too much about training, or even if they do, are too trusting to strangers. But you are much smarter than that, because you didn't fall for their bullshit and you just kept on working out the way you enjoyed the most. By the time your 2nd or 3rd year comes around, you have pretty much plateaued indefinitely, because advancing from here takes an insane amount of dedication and consistent progressive overload that most people have already reached their complete potential by the time this period is over, which means that you have now entered the maintenance phase. Now, the maintenance phase is pretty fun, because all you need to do is work out regularly to keep the exact same gains you already have. And God forbid you take a break for a week or two, because you're gonna get weaker, less flexible, less coordinated, and have less conditioning, which you will need to start building up again. But that's not even the worst part. You see, as you age, your body will require more and more time allocated to maintenance than it did in your young years to build an actual physique. Which means that if you're 40 or older and you want to keep the same exact body, you'll have to work out more and more and more over time. Which is why I always tell my clients that getting fit is not really the problem, staying fit is the problem. Isn't that just absolutely amazing? Doesn't that give you the feeling that it makes sense to work out instead of laying on the couch, eating potato chips and just enjoying your goddamn life? And with all of that, we haven't even mentioned all of the injuries you will have, not you might have, you will definitely have in regular intervals. If you are someone who works out 3 to 4 times a week, the chances of you getting injured annually are freaking insanely high. Injuries are part of the game, and avoiding injuries is part of the fun, isn't it? You have to always be careful with what you do, and if you just lose concentration for a second, you end up like me with a torn meniscus, a torn ACL that has been recovering for over a complete year because I do not have the time to take a break until I can recover. What am I, f***ing rich? I'm gonna stop working out for 2 complete months, stop teaching, and then end up homeless just because I want to have 2 good knees? No, those times are over. I now have a good knee and a bad knee. But you know what they say? Those who can't do, teach. And I cannot, for the life of me, recover when it comes to my knee, which is why I teach people how to avoid knee injuries for a living. But hey, you are now old, and when it comes to Americans, I'd say 60 years is old. If we were talking in Austria here, then probably 80 years, because people only start their fitness journeys here when they reach about 60 to 65. You'll see them running and walking and jogging and hiking everywhere and really getting into the fitness spirit. However, if you are American, chances are by the time you're 60, your body is so goddamn beaten up that the chances of you continuing with a regular workout routine are practically zero. I only say practically zero because there are some amazing people out there, like Bruce Helpy, for instance, who has been following some of my mobility routines and strength routines and has been blowing my mind every time he uploads a video. This isn't the norm, this is the exception to the rule. And if you knew how many over 60 people in the States are regularly taking any sort of medication for chronic pain, you would quit your job and start looking for a position in any sort of pharma industry company because you know that's where the money is at. Once again, you are one of the special people who don't stop working out by the time they are 60 and they have all their shit together, and all of the things that I talked about do not hinder you that much. What you have to look forward to is seeing all your loved ones and relatives die because their cardiovascular system is much more fucked up than yours is. Which, a nice bonus to have, right? You've been working on your quality of life and health for so long that you left everyone behind and now they're dropping like flies while you're enjoying being happy and healthy. Well, maybe not happy, but healthy at the very least. Now, if all of this didn't motivate you to work out, I don't know what will. But hey, here are some other fun facts. Did you know that exercise addiction mirrors substance dependence? Exercise addiction is characterized by compulsive engagement in physical activity, despite negative consequences. If you've listened to me, you know that I literally fall into this category. My knee is messed up, I have back pain almost constantly, knowing for a fact that I need a break, but not taking one. And I know a lot of other people who fall into that category. Then of course we have body dysmorphia. And let me give you a nice little tidbit of information on that. Did you know that people who work out more, who are more in shape, who have better physiques, usually have more body dysmorphia than people who do not train or do not work out in general? While partially that is because social media is bombarding us with unobtainable goals. It's also because most people who actually reach an amazing physique don't know how to stop and can't stop comparing themselves to other people, and they have made working out pretty much their whole personality. So if that falls away, what is left? It's like a hippie who doesn't want to smoke weed and take MDMA anymore. All that's left is basically an empty husk. Hey, at least overtraining can lead to mental illness. Isn't that amazing? Anxiety, irritability, depression, sleep disturbance, all a side effect of working out or working out too much. Now, who's gonna tell you if it's too much or not? I don't know, your body should tell you. Do you know how to listen to your body? I sure as don't know how, and I've been doing this for 15 years, so what chance do you have? But hey, as said before, at the very least I will outlive all of my loved ones, except that's not even true, because increased activity, especially overtraining, leads to cardiovascular degeneration. Your body becomes less effective if you train too much. And we've already established that most people don't know what too much is or what too little is. So you're left with the amazing dilemma of sifting through the thousands of annual studies, find out what is the newest point of knowledge when it comes to too much working out, not enough working out, too much food, not enough food, vitamins, vitamin deficiency, and all kinds of shit I had to work on for years to understand. Now you have to become a goddamn specialist to understand your body. Can't we just have a manual, for God's sake? But if cardiovascular degeneration doesn't really bother you, at the very least you have increased risks of infection and illness. Not just because you could be weakening your immune system, but also because the gym is filthy. A classic barbell at the gym has more bacteria and fecal matter on it than your toilet, with the only other thing as filthy that you regularly touch being your phone, because most of us use them while we are sitting on the toilet and taking a shit, which is absolutely not good for keeping your phone clean. And I know I disinfect my phone every 2 days, but I'm pretty sure that I don't know a single other person who does that, which makes me the crazy one. And then of course, excessive exercising can lead to mineral and vitamin deficiency, because we already know how to have the perfect nutritional plan, right? With obesity on the rise and with these obese people being malnourished, which already is such a paradox in my mind. There is no freaking way you can regulate your vitamin intake, your mineral intake, your macro and micro intake to a perfect degree. And while perfect isn't what we are looking for, we just want to reach maintainable, something maintainable that we can live off healthily. Even that is insanely hard to do with all the preservatives and antibiotics and pesticides and plastics and all kinds of shit we have in our daily food regularly. But at least we have the bonus of these plastics going through our bloodstream into our balls, which is exactly where plastic is supposed to be. Are you having fun? I know I am. Like and subscribe for daily fitness uploads. Yeah, I didn't think this through, okay? Just do it.